Gas prices are skyrocketing around the world. I'm going to give you some tips on how you can beat rising gas prices. Let me remind you how this all started. In 2024, Donald Trump ran for president.
I will cut your energy prices in half within 12 months. So listen, I will cut your energy prices in half, 50%, 50, cut them in half within 12 months of taking office.
Trump said he was going to cut gas prices in half. I don't know if you've been to a gas station lately, but this is a promise he has not fulfilled. Here are gas prices. This is under Trump term 1, Joe Biden's term, and Trump term 2. Now that Trump has been in office over a year, Pam Bondi testified before Congress and said this.
None of them asked Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about.
The Dow is over 50,000. So if you are a trust fund baby with a huge stock portfolio, you're pretty happy. But if you're like the rest of us normal people, you are getting screwed. Since those comments, the Dow has dropped and Pam Bondi has been fired. Trump started a conflict in Iran and gas prices have skyrocketed. When asked about gas prices in an interview, he said, "I don't have any concern about it. They'll drop very rapidly when this is over, and if they rise, they rise. But this is far more important than having gasoline prices go up a little bit." Here are gas prices this week in California.
All right, now we are in at Naja's High Sierra Desert Oasis, and these are the gas prices here. No joke.
This week, in an interview with Maria Bartiromo, Trump said this.
We begin this Sunday morning with breaking news on the war in Iran. President Trump announcing moments ago a naval blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is beginning. So do you believe the price of oil and gas will be lower before the midterm elections?
I hope so. I mean, I think so. It could be. It could be or the same or maybe a little bit higher, but it should be around the same. I think this won't be that much longer.
Just to put this in context, the midterm elections are in November at the end of this year, many months from now. The President of the United States gave an interview where he said that gas prices could be the same or maybe a little bit higher for the rest of the year. People need to start paying attention to this. If you are struggling financially because of gas prices, this is not going to get better anytime soon. If you are sitting there wondering what you're going to do, I want to remind you that Donald Trump has already told us what to do. When people were complaining about rising prices from tariffs, Trump said this.
And you were at your cabinet meeting, you said, quote, I'm going to quote what you said, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30.
Yeah.
And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. Are you saying that your tariffs will cause some prices to go up?
No, I think the tariffs are going to be great for us because it's going to make us rich.
But you said some dolls are going to cost more. Isn't that an acknowledgement that some prices will go up?
I don't think a beautiful baby girl that's 11 years old needs to have 30 dolls. I think they can have 3 dolls or 4 dolls.
When you say they could have $3 instead of $30, are you saying Americans could see empty store shelves?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they don't need to have $30. They can have 3. They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5.
You do not need $30. You do not need 250 pencils. You can have 5 pencils, according to Trump. He is telling people to stop complaining about rising prices. You can cut costs in other ways. I want to share with you some people who have taken Trump's direction to heart. people have come up with some ingenious ways to save money.
I just got back from the gym and I got nowhere to work out. So today we're at Walmart and we're gonna be maxing out on dumbbell curls, 30 pounds, victim weight. Their heaviest weights are 30 pounds. So I'm gonna be adding plates to my curls, 55 pounds. Light, 75 pounds. And that's it, we just finished.
This guy lost his gym membership. Did he sit around and complain? No. He started working out at Walmart. Why do you need to pay for a fancy gym membership when you could work out for free? Here's another example.
I freeze the credit card so that it's not easily accessible. And what I'm doing is thawing out the ice. And it's a lot of effort, so in order for my wife to use it, she has to put some labor into it.
This guy freezes his credit card in ice so that his wife cannot use it. And this guy has even more tips.
These are my paper towels that have been used and reused and reused and reused and are still quite functional, as you see. I save about $100 a year in paper towels alone.
You can just reuse your paper towels. All you have to do is hang them up in your living room to dry. I'm showing you these examples because Americans are resourceful. I know that gas prices are high, but these are people who are thinking outside the box to better their finances. But hold on, I have more. Check out this photograph someone posted on the subreddit, Our Male Living Space. This is what is called minimalism. You do not need to spend money on a lot of stuff. I think this looks awesome. I would live in a place like this. It's got everything you need. It even comes with body armor. So if the deep state sends someone to your house to take away your rights, you already have body armor to defend yourself. This is a massive tip from Sutton's Days.
This one's going to sting a little bit, but sometimes we need to hear it. Food waste is one of the biggest budget leaks that we face. One of the biggest. I've said it many, many times. 40% of the food that people purchase ends up in landfills because they don't think that it matters. They don't think that it's important. They don't have, they don't put value to it. And that just can't keep happening. If you're tossing leftovers, produce, or expired pantry items, you're literally throwing away shelf dollars. Literally. Even a 10% reduction in food waste can feel like a pay raise at the grocery store. It makes a really big difference, a really big impact, not only on your household, but on your community, on the world at large.
If you just stop throwing away your food, it's like you're getting a pay raise.
Ugh, it's expired. Chuck it. In fact, this has all gone bad. Throw it out. You think you're protecting your family? You're not. You're just throwing cash right into the trash. We're going to show you how long food really lasts. Let's start with eggs, because eggs have some of the most misleading expiration dates out there. Eggs can actually stay good for 3 to 5 weeks after they expire on the label, okay? Milk lasts longer than the expiration dates. In fact, if you have milk that's opened, it can last 3 to 5 days past the expiration. Unopened milk in the fridge, 5 to 7 days past expiration, which is pretty cool.
Massive money-saving hack from financial expert Jeff Rawson. Eat expired food.
Don't just blindly drink the milk. There are a few tests you can do. Number one, what's the first thing we do when we open milk anyway? Sniff test. It smells good, you're good to go. Second you want to do is consistency. Pour it into a glass, right? If it's coming out like this, smooth and white, fantastic. If it's clumpy, you're not going to eat it. You don't need me to tell.
Now, just to be clear, this guy is saying this, not me. So do not sue me if you get sick. So this next tip is for all you single people out there. I see people go out on date nights and spend enormous amounts of money.
How much should a guy spend on the first date?
500.
2,000. How much should a guy spend on the first date?
I don't know, but don't do cheap dates. Low budget, no.
Okay, guys out there, major money saving tip. Stay away from these women.
How about McDonald's or Wendy's 4 for $4?
For a date? She said $50. Absolutely not. No.
What's wrong with McDonald's?
That's like snack food, I feel like. Like, I personally, I mean, I might sound bougie, but if you take me to McDonald's, that'll be the last date we go on.
What if I'm like, yo, be ready at 6, I'm gonna pick you up, and then we, you know.
McDonald's, don't ever talk to me again. You're getting blocked. Don't ever talk to me again. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and get that McChicken with no mayo and a small fry and an ice cream cone. First date? Honestly, like, I'm not like a bougie person, but it depends on like if I like the person. If I like this person, they take me to McDonald's, we going to McDonald's, and I'm gonna smash and be happy.
You don't have to spend a lot of money to have a good time. Let me show you a different example, and I think this is brilliant.
Let's do the date night grocery store challenge. You pretty much play rock, paper, scissors, and the person who wins gets to pick. Round 1 was drinks, and I picked raspberry lemonade. Round 2 was appetizers, and Dakota won, whatever. He picked sushi, because it's our favorite food. Okay, now it's time for the main course. Round 3 was entrees, and of course, my indecisive self was put in charge of that. I got beef dumplings, pork dumplings, and chicken fried rice. Last round was dessert, and he won. This ice cream was absolutely ridiculous. He got vanilla and then wanted to make brownies. Probably gonna kill me for putting these clips in here. But yeah, we checked out and we were hungry as hell, so we zoomed home. And of course the bag broke and our dinner was all over the street. It was all good, we figured it out. The rice was questionable, but everything else was really good. This was the final. It was honestly so fun, I would totally recommend.
These guys went to the grocery store for their date, and they cooked at home. This looks like a lot of fun. Call me crazy, but I would rather do this than spend all my money out at a club. Here's another tip. People spend a lot of money on expensive face products. Instead of spending all that money, you could buy a bag of potatoes.
118 days of putting potatoes on my face. I can't believe I've been doing this that long. I look a little rough. I am literally so tired and beat, but I always try to make time for this mask. If you have been following my journey, hello, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. I know I've said this in a lot of my other videos, but potatoes are great for blemishes, hyperpigmentation, scarring, and it helps with inflammation. If you have a nasty sunburn, this will feel so good.
Full disclosure, I've not tried this, and some people say that potatoes irritate their skin. However, how much money is this person saving by not buying expensive face masks? A lot of money. Here is a major money strategy by a user on TikTok named Frugal and Feral.
Have you guys tried this new budget hack? And what it is you take all of your money and you only spend it one day a week. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds dumb, but hear me out, okay? You go out, say every Sunday. You have to get everything Sunday. All the bills have to be paid every Sunday. We're going to say on Sunday. You're going to go to the store. You're going to do your grocery shopping. If the kids need new socks, guess what? You're going to pick it up on Sunday. Fill up your gas tank on Sunday. And then for the rest of the week, no spending. By doing something this simple, it cuts back on impulse spending. You don't run to the gas station, stop for a little drinky drink. It's not your day. And then at the end of the week, go look at your account and see how much money you actually have with this simple rule. Now, I know life happens and you might need some gas, but we don't need that extra Mountain Dew now, do we? No, we don't.
So you only spend money one day a week. The rest of the days, you just don't spend any money. And people have said this technique has saved them 30% on their spending. And finally, if you're really tight on cash, you can always sell your poop.
I'm gonna put this down first, and then this, and then I'm gonna close the lid.
Eric is a poop donor, and a pit stop here can save lives.
Eric, how's it going in there?
Things are going smoothly.
Good, good. So is this just like regular pooping, or do you do something special?
It is as normal as can be.
This is Open Biome. They've developed a way to turn poop into a treatment for Clostridium difficile. The infection kills 15,000 Americans a year and sickens 500,000.
I have donated 29 times, which has resulted in 133 treatments, which which is pretty great. And that has resulted in about $1,000.
97% of people who want to donate poop are rejected, maybe because they've recently traveled to certain places or used antibiotics or gotten a tattoo. It's called a fecal transplant. Inside this freezer, the 133 treatments Eric's provided. The bacteria inside them are still alive, cryogenically preserved at negative 112 degrees.
I never thought I'd be staring at my poop frozen in a freezer, destined to help people across the country. It's really cool.
Did you do all this for the money?
No, the money was nice for sure, but it's about helping people.
This guy made $1,000 by selling his poop. How many of us are just flushing money down the toilet? I'm going through all this information because people are not realizing what is happening in the economy. This is America today. Times are tough, and you have to be prepared for gas prices to continue to be high. People need to wake up. Please share this video with your friends because you should be taking steps to improve your finances today. It is the people who take action on their finances who are going to survive this period. I want to remind you of something. How many of you have had a Krispy Kreme donut? Did you know that Krispy Kreme was started during the Great Depression? The economy of the US had collapsed. People were struggling financially. People had lost their jobs. Vernon T. Rudolph had a donut recipe, and he would sell these donuts for around a nickel. This was a simple breakfast that people could afford. He opened his first donut shop in 1937 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He had to take a step back from the business when World War II broke out. He joined the fight by serving in the Civil Air Patrol. After the war, he continued to grow Krispy Kreme donuts into the successful business it is today. Krispy Kreme is an American story. It shows us that even in the most difficult times, Americans are resilient and resourceful. If you are struggling with high gas prices, I would encourage you to keep up hope. Because even the most difficult times could be the start of something great. Now I want to hear from you. Did you find any of these savings tips helpful? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. If you want to support independent journalism like this channel, consider signing up for a membership on my website, wolvesandfinance.com. For $6 a month, your support helps me to keep making these videos. Thank you to everyone who has signed up. I'm Zach from Wolves and Finance. Thank you for watching.